Database Security Part 1. Database security is how to secure or protect data from intentional or accidental misuse or destruction, by controlling access to the data. Database security is concerned with the ability of the system to enforce a security policy governing the disclosure, modification, or destruction of information. There are two basics for a database, namely database structure and database format. The database structure is a database file from a record, a database entry from a field, a column name as an attribute and a relationship as a group of columns. Secondly, the database format is a logical format defined by rules. The logical structure is a schema and the physical format is defined by a storage schema. Why is data security important? It is important that the database has protection from unauthorized access. Information is an important source in a company. Securing data has become a billion-dollar industry. People who want to get their confidential information not only from hackers but also from legitimate and illegal direct marketing companies. Reason for security: ethical. There may be moral reasons to control who has access to information. For example, medical records are confidential because of people's privacy rights. Legal requirements. The Data Protection Act requires companies to register personal data with a data protection registrar. Commercial security. The information owned by a company is a valuable resource that may be useful to competitors. Sabotage. Information may be misused, for example, in the affairs of insider dealing, or used to mislead. Mistakes. Many problems are not malicious but are caused by users accidentally changing the data. Types of security. Authorization policies. Data disclosure and modification, which excludes permission to a user or user group, acting in one or more roles, to perform an operation on a type of object, for a resource that is scoped by its resource type. Data consistency policy. It refers to whether the same data kept at different places do or do not match to give consistency and accuracy of data. Availability policy. Availability of information to users to access information or resources data. Introduction, verification, or audit policy. A management control within an information technology infrastructure and business applications gives users permission to access data, safeguarding assets, and maintaining data integrity. Basic database concepts. Database. Data collection and rules that describe how data is related. Database administrator. The function of managing and maintaining database management systems also works to defines rules and defines access. DBMS. A program that aims to interact with a database, enables users to define, create, maintain and control access to the database. Features for a good database security management system. A database management system, DBMS, is a software package designed to define, manipulate, retrieve and manage data in a database. A DBMS generally manipulates the data itself, the data format, field names, record structure and file structure. Data freedom. Data freedom refers characteristic of being able to modify the schema at one level of the database system without altering the schema at the next higher level. Data independence helps you to keep data separated from all programs that make use of it. Access is shared. In a database, the users of the database can share the data among themselves. There are various levels of authorization to access the data, and consequently the data can only be shared based on the correct authorization protocols being followed. Many remote users can also access the database simultaneously and share the data between themselves. Minimum redundancy. The file-based data management systems contained multiple files that were stored in many different locations in a system or even across multiple systems. Because of this, there were sometimes multiple copies of the same file which lead to data redundancy. This is prevented in a database as there is a single database and any change in it is reflected immediately. Because of this, there is no chance of encountering duplicate data. Data consistency. Data consistency is ensured in a database because there is no data redundancy. All data appears consistently across the database and the data is same for all the users viewing the database. Moreover, any changes made to the database are immediately reflected to all the users and there is no data inconsistency. Data integrity. Data integrity means that the data is accurate and consistent in the database. Data integrity is very important as there are multiple databases in a DBMS. All of these databases contain data that is visible to multiple users. So it is necessary to ensure that the data is correct and consistent in all the databases and for all the users. Database security level. There are 4 levels of database security enforcement. Data encryption, such as RSA schemas and data encryption standards. DBMS security, such as protection mechanisms, and query modification. Operating system security, such as the use of access control matrices, capability lists, and accessory lists. Physical security, such as storage medium safekeeping and fire protection. Thank you for watching. We will continue at Database Security Part 2.